Hi everyone, this is Julianne Victoria of Through the Peacock's Eyes, and this is my next video in my deck tour series. So today I'd like to review botanical decks, and they're the only two solely botanical decks that I have, besides the tree ones, and I already did a review for like Oracle of Trees, and there were 3 decks in that video. I'll link that at the end on screen for you guys. Okay, but today I'll be looking at 2 decks by Layla and Olive, and this is the Ophidia Rosa Tarot and the Pythia Botanica Oracle. Okay, so both these are standard tarot size decks. So this is the back of the tarot deck, and this is the back of the Oracle deck. I love this artwork. I think I discovered this by seeing a picture of it in a thumbnail on YouTube, just sort of scanning through. I actually don't have much time to watch many videos, but sometimes I scan through and see what catches my eye. And I saw this deck. It's the only place I've ever seen it besides me getting it and finding their website. And I just had to have it. Now, the tarot deck, so the Ophidia Rosa Tarot, is not a good deck if you're new to tarot, you're a beginner. Not that it's bad, but it is very non-traditional symbolism. It's flowers, snakes, it's totally botanical. So if you're looking to learn tarot and learn the symbols or the symbolic language, not the best deck to start with, but if you already are really connected with your intuition and you really want to challenge yourself, this would be a great deck for that. And those who are also experienced with tarot, this would be a great deck to expand into. So I'd say it's a challenging deck. Okay, so let's look at some of the artwork. Here we have the Queen of Swords, snake and a passion flower. We have the Nine of Swords, the Six of Wands. So as you can see, it's completely the opposite end of a Rider-Waite-Smith deck. The Fool, the Queen of Wands. There's some butterflies, some moths. Ace of Swords. But as you can imagine, as a botanical deck, it's mostly plants and flowers. The Three of Swords. The King of Pentacles. And the Five of Wands. Oh, and this is one of the few cards where you'll see like a human element. We have the Queen of Cups. So there's a hand. And then I'll do the World card here. So a beautiful deck. I don't know how well this comes up with the lighting, but it's sort of like a pale sepia stain to the cards. I don't know how well that will come up. The sun keeps shifting, so. But they're not white, it's not yellow, it's this sort of light beige stain, which I feel is really beautiful. Oh, and I'll show you this one, Four of Cups, because it has some eyes closed. So I just love the artwork on this, and I think it's just this sort of stain on it, which both the decks have. Really drew me to it, as well as the flowers, the botanical images, because I kind of like antique-y, vintagey looking things. Okay, so that's the tarot deck. I'll do the shuffles after. Let's look at the, oh, one other thing. So in the tarot deck, the Ophidia Rosa Tarot, it comes with this little leaflet, and it does, it has a little bit, it looks like it has a little bit of description of the cards. And for the minor arcana, it kind of does. But actually, it's a poem. So I'm going to read a few lines of the major arcana description. So, the Fool, a world unfurled, can invite or betray us, send back our branches, or spread us in chaos. And then the Magician, all is before you, a cycle of voice. You've already begun, but before you a choice. And the High Priestess, petals filled with water, cupping the dew, hold the power to tip and feed us the moon. I'm just going to read a few more without saying what the card is. Perfect light set to hatch, perfect seedlings to burst. A creation is calling, an ocean of thirst. Stable he sits in soil, fertile with truth. Take root here and grow, with all you can use. The one who possesses the highest of wicks will guide us through shadows that flicker and flick. So it's actually a beautiful poem. So that was sort of a little treat there. And I'll just read a little of the minor arcana, sort of more descriptive. So in the wands for ace, it says, sprawling growth lurks among sullen truths. Push through the soil, set out and take root. And then 2, as we go together, we dream and we sever all shadows from doubt that can stifle the sprout. So it's got the rhythm, the cadence of the poem. So it's really beautiful. Okay, now the Pythia Botanica oracle, so more snakes. So the Pythia was what the oracle, and the oracle was the woman, was called at the temple of Apollo at Delphi. But Pythia is often associated with a snake, the python, right? Okay, so these cards, again, here's the back. We have Endure, the passion flower. So these cards say what the flowers are. There's nothing to tell us what the flowers are in the tarot cards, unless you know your flowers. So that's one thing I kind of wish, like, there's a little list of what the flowers are, because I am a gardener. And some of them I know, and some I'm like, oh, what is this? I'd like to know what it is. Okay, then we have Quell, Uva Ursi. Focus, Release, Artemisia. So just the flower and one word that's connected to it. And because I'm a certified herbalist, I know that the words connected to some of the flowers, and probably all of them, I just don't know all of them, have something to do with some of the healing properties. So it's well researched. The creators are very knowledgeable in their botany. Belladonna is tempt, forget. Moonflower, love's will. Fireweed, from ash. And one more, Hawthorn, forego. Okay, so beautiful deck. The oracle does come with a little guidebook. And so, for example, I just opened to this page, which is the oracle card that came up for the weekly reading for August 20th, 2018. Endure, passion flower. So it says, passion flower is endure, when the act of outlasting all mistrust, fear, doubt, hesitation, maturity, and derision arrives as your most profound celestial blessing. Blooming when you choose will be your finest proof. So it has the pages with the descriptions. The only thing I don't like about this is it's not in alphabetical order, either by the word associated with the card or the flower. So it takes a while to find, and there's no little index table of contents in the front. So it takes a while to find the card you're looking for. Only thing I would suggest that they change if they do another edition. Okay, so the shuffle. Now, oops, before I do that, the tarot deck, it's pretty standard size, slightly thicker cardstock, but not super thick. I actually like it. It's nice and sturdy. And here's how the shuffle looks. So nice and smooth. And it's a beautiful matte finish, and it's got gilding, which is kind of matte. It's not super shiny, which I actually like a lot. It works with sort of the vintagey stain on it. It's hard to shuffle and watch myself on camera at the same time. Okay, and then the Oracle deck, again, it's like a tarot-sized deck. There aren't as many cards. See if I remember how many cards there are. If I can find it quickly. It doesn't say, but it's thinner than the tarot deck, about half the size. And same nice thick cardstock, but again, not a super thick one where it's hard to shuffle. which is actually quite nice. And it too has the gilding, which is kind of matte. It's not super shiny. And I just like the sound it makes and the way it feels with this cardstock and, I don't know, the matte finish on it. So it's quite nice. Okay, those are my 2 botanical decks. I hope you found this video review interesting and helpful. I will link on screen, it's probably up by now, the August 20th reading where I use these decks. And thank you for stopping by, liking, sharing, and subscribing, and I'll see you back here soon.